So I will be talking about stormwater retention ponds and why they're important. Now, this issue is particularly interesting to me because I live in the driftless region with a lot of bluffs and hills, so I'm quite comfortable with this topic, and I actually live right next to a water retention pond, which I'll be showing right after this. So they're important because obviously when water runs down hills and the bluffs, it needs to go somewhere. And so they built this retention pond so that we wouldn't get a lot of damage with flooding in the streets and land and etc. So this retention pond traps the water and it flows into this pond to hold it. And it's a big process of the water cycle, which I'll explain. So it was obviously really windy this day that I filmed this, but I want to say what's interesting is there's usually a lot of vegetation surrounding these retention ponds, and the only reason there's not at this point right now is because they recently mowed this area. They usually do before the winter every year, so as you can see, it's just, there's not a lot of vegetation around because of that they mowed it. So alright, so these pictures are just to show that there's another little retention pond right next to the other one, and these rocks here just separate the two so the water does not connect. Alright, so these next two pictures are just to show the bluffs in the area that I live in and why it's important in this relationship. Alright, now these couple pictures here just show the curved feature where the water would flow down from the hills and bluffs into the ponds. As you can see here, it's kind of slanted. I will have better pictures coming up here. And this is just where it would be in relation to the big water retention pond, as you can see. Alright, so these next couple of pictures are just showing the pathing. It's like a 90-degree angle, as you can see. So now the path verges to the left. It's a similar feature, that ramp structure that would carry water during a storm. And it leads all the way to this drainage pipe here. Alright, so now lastly, I just want to discuss this drainage pipe here. It's the same photo. As you can see, if you look a little further out, you can see it sticking kind of up in the ground there. And now what I just wanted to explain quickly is that the pipe almost moves in a circle all the way back into the drainage pond, and that's there it'll lead more runoff and water from the hills and bluffs into the pond. So I just wanted to conclude by saying how important water retention ponds are, and that they're a very inexpensive option, and they also trap that runoff water. So overall, they're a very good option for containing water.